if you are in a situation where your work is physically exacting and your body is beginning to tell you you're always tired and all, you want to cut down on something because you don't want to be in a place where you are now compromising the life of your child for the money or the time you want to be able to get to spend with the child. Hello there, welcome to Jemi Baby Care. The third thing I'll say for every mom going through this experience is you want to manage stress well, right? From the beginning, we established the fact that this experience comes with some level of stress you cannot wish away, but you can manage it, right? And so it begins with, one, preparing financially for the experience. You might not be able to control everything, but just do your best because it's going to cost finances, the whole process of having the child and then taking care of the child is going to cost finances. So just prepare for it. The second thing you want to do is manage physical activities well. Now, this speaks to people that are working and even the stay-home moms because, well, you are not, the whole experience of pregnancy is not, you're not meant to be on your back all the time, except in cases of health conditions where you are advised to have bed rest. If not, you're actually meant to be physically active, but not overly exerting pressure on yourself and on the baby, because what you do indirectly affects the child in your womb. So you don't want to stress yourself too much, but you should be active in some forms. And then you have to, whatever decisions you have to make, depending on where you're working, if you're actually working. In my experience, I would say my work was, I worked till like the last 2 weeks where I now had Christmas break. And for me, that decision came down to two things, right? First of all, I was working in the hospital, so I didn't mind because I had registered in that hospital for my antenatal, and I also had a hospital very close to my house. So either way, if I was at work, it was very good. If anything happened, I would just stroll to the maternity, the antenatal ward and go and have my baby. So I worked till like the last point before, just 2 weeks, I had that break, and so I stayed at home. And the other reason was the fact that my work was also not that stressful. It was stressful, but it was a manageable stress. At least for the bulk of the time, I'm sitting, I'm seeing patients. After a while, I can stand, I can move around and all. And then I'll say my colleagues were also very, very supportive. So it was a really manageable stress. And so I could manage it till that time. Now, if you're working in an environment that is really drilling physically, you want to watch it because you don't want to make a compromise of because you want to work till the last minute. I think another thing that causes that decision is consideration of maternity leave. I also did that because I wanted to have enough time to spend with my baby. So I preferred to work till the last minute so I could take my maternity leave once I've given birth and have all that time for my baby. But if you are in a situation where your work is physically exacting and your body is beginning to tell you you're always tired and all, you want to cut down on some things. Now, whatever that decision will mean, you really just have to consider it because you don't want to be in a place where you are now compromising the life of your child for the money or the time you want to be able to get to spend with the child. So just be sensitive to everything that's happening to you and manage your physical activities well. Now, the next thing I would also say is you want to outsource some tasks. Yes, I think I'm speaking to myself literally. I want to outsource some tasks because for me, I don't know why my brain just processed this whole thing of I need to do everything myself and all of that. I feel it was probably because of information too. You know, you hear so many things around, especially when the baby start eating food. You should make the pap yourself, this one and that one. And I'll tell you that I feel what I didn't do right was literally at this point where I was trying to do everything myself, and then it was just me. And and my husband, right? My husband will go to work. So it's literally just me. And I realized that it wasn't necessary. After a while, it really wasn't necessary. Like, if you have people in the house, then consider making it yourself. And even in the making it yourself, you're not the one literally doing it. Someone else can be doing it while you are resting, and then just getting that experience of doing it yourself. And if you don't, please get someone you can trust. And perhaps this should be something you do early on before you even get to that point. Get someone you can trust who would consider that, okay, you're making this app for a baby, right? And so they have to give it the best in terms of hygiene. And you just rest your mind that that child is going to be fine. You understand? After all, you cook that pap on the fire. So it's going to be fine, right? You want to be able to outsource so many things so that you are not too stressed out, because your stress level also affects how you experience this childbirth and childcare that's for a great deal. It actually affects. So outsource as much as you can. Don't try to do everything yourself. In fact, for my next point, I recommend that you get someone to help you hold the baby at different times so that you can have times to sleep. So it's more like just have someone that is also around with you in the house, someone that can really help. That you at times when the baby's awake and you fed your baby and all that, you can just give the person to please just carry and you go to the room, go to the parlor while you have those moments to sleep, because you need your rest. Trust me, the whole process of breast milk formation, this was the part I did not learn early. The process of breast milk formation starts with rest. So even if you're eating, if you're not resting, you would also see that you might have problems with lactation. And so you want to be able to rest. So make plans for it. At least for me, it's something I'm going to do very well next time. I'm going to rest.